Welcome to We Funny AF, formerly the Imperial Ink Live podcast. Same crew, new dude. We got the upper echelon, end all be all duality part 108 hold up available across all streaming services. We still have the same website set up for merch at imperialinkmusic.com. Various t-shirts and masks, and we also have new merch on the way specifically for the podcast, and it's coming soon. So, let's get into this, y'all. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, them Imperial boys is back. Yeah. And of course, you know we had to come back on some new shit. Yeah. So, without further ado, I welcome you to the We Funny AF podcast. Yeah, I'm the one and only Figgz. I'm with my main man Figgz, and we about to take you there. Let's go. We Funny AF. 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 Welcome to We Funny AF. Y'all, Figgz is in a mood.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to pull him out of that shit because he's like really grumpy right now. And I don't really care. But I want everybody else to be
be prepared.
So
because I smacked the shit out you.
He's such a violent individual. We recently had Samara Bowling on the show. And I told Figgz I wanted to hire her in as a possible liaison to get topics and stuff like that because she's really in the podcast and she's really in the
and she sent us a 5-page packet.
And I'm happy about it because it's actually giving us stuff to talk about. In fact, the first Ear to the Street that we're doing, provided by her, is going to be about our creative process.
Yeah, but you said hire. Are you paying her?
No, you gonna pay.
You out your face.
But for real, on the real though, we're gonna do an Ear to the Street about our creative processes. Imperial Live, you know we bring that heat. It's time to get ready for the Ear to the Street. One of the things she said on here was the breakdown of a song that we worked on together. What's one? We have several though, but what's one that you want to tell?
I remember very vividly.
No shit,
because you did your song and you had it done. And I came in here and I did my verse, and you told me the shit was whack, and I had to.
Are we going back on that again?
I mean, nigga, I
just listened to an episode where we talked about that.
Well, shit, I can't forget it. But
I did not tell you your shit was whack. You did not know the shit because you just wrote it. And usually you can bring that off.
You said that shit.
I didn't say that. I never said that.
Fuck that song. But anyway.
Do you know what song it was?
Yeah.
What song was it?
The Wait, Hold Up remix.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
I don't forget it. I've never really been told to get the fuck out of here. You suck. So that's stuck in my brain.
Y'all, he's bugging because I didn't say any of that. I just said you ain't ready today.
That's what I heard.
I said you ain't ready today. We're going to let you take it and go back and do what you need to do to get where you need to be.
And I never heard that before. But that's how we break down a song. Like,
what's one we could give an example of? What about when we wrote together and produced with somebody else? We could go that route.
I mean, or there was crazy.
Because it's different depending on the song. You know what I mean? Because like we did that one joint for Rachel Green. Me and you wrote it and produced it together.
I pretty much wrote all of it.
You did not.
You just structured it.
In that case, you got to kind of think about what the artist's abilities are and where they want to go with it.
Yeah, you definitely got to try to tap into
who they are and what they're representing, which is kind of sometimes it could be difficult, but this one in particular wasn't too hard to do because we knew Rachel.
Yeah,
and
you already had the beat, I believe.
Yeah, I think I had the beat, and you had majority of the lyrics for it, didn't you?
Well, we kind of sit and wrote them together, I believe, more than most songs. Most songs we write together. You have a problem of jumping the motherfucking gun. And when I play a beat, we say we're going to write it together, and then I go home, and then I come back, and you already got it wrote. I'm like, goddamn, I thought we was doing it together.
Yeah, like it's happened like 100 times.
It happens about every damn time.
It does not. I think it's maybe happened 1 or 2 times. I don't even think it's happened that much. What's another one we've actually created from the ground up? Do we have one?
Daylight. Well, not Daylight, because I came up with the chorus and I went home and I came back and you had some amazing shit that I didn't have no part in. And I think I was a little jealous about that. But
don't be, because the only reason why that song went to where it went was because of that hook. Yeah. When you came up with that hook, it made me think of addiction, because that's what it was talking about. And so I started like delving into the ideas of being addicted to somebody to the point to where it could ruin your life. Yeah. And that's how that song came about. So that's really you, you know. And then what's another one? Crazy. Now I don't know. I can't remember the process. Yeah, dude. We got that beat from Trap Side.
Yeah. And you liked it. I think I wrote
you did that
chorus. Yeah, and you pretty much wrote
I wrote my part, and then you wrote the rap lyrics, which was kind of dope because it was another song about being crazy.
That shit's fun to me. Like I always thought that like I couldn't really ghostwrite
right.
But it's fun to, I was in my experimental bag through that run of when we was writing songs like that.
So yeah, I like that. That's fun to do, and it also takes a little bit of the pressure off of one person having to do everything, which can be cool. Now,
breaking down a song together, like I said, it could go 1 or 2 ways. If me and Figgz is recording, like I said, I could have an idea or he could have an idea. He's going to lay it down or I'm going to lay it down. Mm-hmm. And then, I might leave and might come back. He got his part or vice versa. Yeah. There's really no particular order in how we make songs. I mean, to be quite honest, I can't recall the last time we sit in the studio and made a whole song and all the way through and just was like,
just like wrote the song, recorded it and completed it.
I don't know if we've ever done that.
I don't think we've ever done that because it's always in sessions, in sections. We're writing sections. Shut up. And we also do
a particular time type motherfucker. That's
why. We also. What about when we did the one that you always tell me I'm filthy on? And it was your baby. You told me to come up. The hardest lyrics ever. That's what it was. It was and everybody was on it. Me, you, Walt, Alfie. We was all on it.
Throat punch.
Yeah, throat punch. So in that situation, you had the beat already. I think you had bought the beat already, and you just wanted to see what everybody could do on it. And
he was the first person done with your verse.
Yeah, I was the first done, and who was the last? Alfie, I think.
I think I was the last.
Was you the last?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but yeah, that writing process was simple because he basically just said, "This is what I want to this beat," and he lets you run with it.
But rap lyrics, I feel like it's different. I feel like when we rapping, it's different. When you writing a sing song, I feel like it's a lot more that goes into that.
And see, I feel the polar opposite. I feel like sing songs are easier to write because you have a certain format that you're going by, and it's not a lot. Right. You just gotta be sure to get your point. Whereas to me, rap lyrics are harder because there's more words involved.
That's what I was about to say. Now I do think it's easier as far as writing sing song, because you know, you could sing one line and
that's pretty much it. Yeah,
you know, rap songs you have to have a bunch of words, like you said, lines.
Yeah.
I, you know, just trying to say what I want to say in a sing song excites me more than trying to say what I'm trying to say rapping.
Sing songs can be tedious too, because like I said, you're trying to get everything compacted down to maybe 4 lines, and in a rap lyric you can take 16 to tell the story, which is sometimes easier, but sometimes it's hard to compact all that shit to get everything done. The only reason why Daylight worked out the way it did was because I, like I said, had the addiction thing in mind and was kind of looking into what that was like. I wasn't on drugs. I just looked up some drugs that might have.
Looked them up and did them.
No, I don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Okay. What about what's one song that you created by yourself that kind of brings your creation process to mind? Like, do you have to have well, I know for a fact that some of the songs you write come from a place of
they come from the Oakwoods.
The Oakwoods?
That's what I call it. The Oakwoods. That means they just hit me from fucking nowhere. Like, it just came to me like it was given to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rather than me having to really sit there and think.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I thought that might be what you was gonna say.
That's partially it. It's 2 different ways. It could be just given to you like that, as you know, you being the vessel. But then it also, something can just punch you in the chest and say you've got to come out with it. Like, and I give you an example of a song you did that makes me think that there was a lot that went behind those lyrics, and that's Mama's song.
Yeah, I know you was gonna say.
Yeah, because that song is fucking brilliant.
But you know what?
Brilliant.
You know what's crazy?
What's
this
that?
is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That song came to me from the Oakwoods. Like,
I could see that.
It meshed well. Like, there's a lot of rhyming. I was proud of my rhyming skills on this song because the story fit so well and everything rhymed perfect. You wasn't having to guess what I was saying.
No,
yeah, so
that was like perfect story mode to me.
But when I sit back and think about it, that song was just basically me sitting there reminiscing about the whole situation and just putting words together that go, you know. So it was there. I didn't have to search for it. I didn't have to. It just came.
That's one of my favorites, and I'll tell you another one of my favorites just because it was so different from what you've done. There's a couple. From Day One was one of my favorites because it doesn't really have a hook. You know what I mean? The hook comes at the end of the song, and that song is just sick. I love that song. Okay. That was one, and plus you let me take control of the video, which I thought that was really cool too, because that was my baby as far as your video is concerned. Now I like that. Another one I like is I like The Warning. I thought that was crazy. A lot of people love Butane. Where did that one come from? How did that creation process for Butane come from?
Butane just came from popping shit. Like, I heard the beat and like it just I think it talked me through that. Right. And it was right at the time where, you know, music was kind of changing. Mm-hmm. So I just took my shot at it. Right. Yeah, that's a lot of people's favorite song. And, like, I hate it because you
hate performing it.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't want to do it, but I know I got to. So.
Yep. That one, another one you have to is Moonwalking.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do that one.
That's another one.
And do you hate that one? Or,
I retired it for a while, but I'm back to doing it.
So. The reason why I think a lot of people like that song is just because they're fans of Michael Jackson, and you run through titles like crazy, and that takes some fucking talent to do that shit. Not everybody can do that.
My writing process is crazy. It could take me a month to finish 16 bars.
This dude will have 14 notebooks. And we'll write a couple of lines here, a full 16 there, and he'll rip shit out, throw it away. I don't think he finishes an entire book.
No, I don't. We talked about
we
that.
have, and it's fascinating to me, your writing process.
Yeah, only certain pens I gotta write small.
That fascinates the shit out of me. But
I gotta be by myself. I can't be in a room with people.
No, I mean, you can be in a room with maybe 2 or 3, and that's usually if you're in the studio.
Right.
But it can't be with a whole room full of people.
People can't be looking over my motherfucking shoulder while I'm trying to write. I write my rhymes while y'all in bed.
So that's partially your writing process, and I guess my production process is all over the place because that was one of the questions she had was for my practice, and I'm not even going to deny that because we've talked about the curse, the gifting curse that I had,
where you hear something,
I hear it. Yeah, I hear it everywhere. Like I walk out the door, and immediately if I hear noises out there, I can put rhythms behind them or take that noise and make a rhythm out of it. So it's something I'm constantly
I often
not fighting, but something I'm constantly having to deal with. Sometimes I have to shut it out.
I often wonder too, when you start from scratch, like what do you start with a drum and see where that takes you?
Sometimes I can, like, if I'm doing straight up hip hop, I can take, like, if it's a sample, I can take the sample first and I'll chop it up and then kind of place it how I want it. Then I'll go add drums.
Drums, okay.
But sometimes I can just go random, grab drums, just throw them together and just make a beat out of that. Then I'll turn the volume down on all that. Then I'll take a sample and I'll chop it up and just put it and then I'll put it together.
I see these niggas making beats like in 5 minutes. You think you could make a quality beat in 5 minutes?
Absolutely. I have before. Yeah, half of the shit we did back in the day, the older shit was made in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
sound
like it.
No, it don't.
No, I'm just saying. But the style of music back then was
different.
You just took some drums and threw a sample over top of it.
Well, yeah,
so
but
I see that would be a little
sometimes
easier.
it's different though. Like I'll give you an example. Like the one that you and Alfie did, Still the One. That one was not really sample heavy. It was more instrumentalist. All of that shit was put together in 5 minutes, but it was actually me playing shit.
Right.
The only thing that was sampled out of that was a dartboard. That's it. Everything else was played. But then one that was sampled was the one we used, the Eels. I can't tell you. I can't tell you why. That was a sample.
Yeah. Shall I Blast?
Yeah, Shall I Blast. That one was different. That one had the sample. But even then, that sample wasn't the main thing about it. It was everything else that was under it. The beat, the bass line, the keys, because I played everything on that.
Right.
But my production for, like we was talking about Daylight earlier, I think I found a bunch of different sounds and just threw them together. And then you came in, and that's when you started with the chorus. And that's how I ended up finishing that song. So it's really different for just about everything we do. I don't really have a formula.
Yeah, that's what I'm really trying to get to.
I don't really have a formula at all. But I try to but I know one thing I don't like to do is I don't want everything to sound the same.
Yeah.
I don't want everything I don't want you to be able to listen to something that I did and be like, it's me. Does that make sense? Yeah. I want it to be me, but I want it to sound different from anything else. I think
the best producers have a trademark sound, but you could tell us them, but everything ain't the same.
Right, right.
So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and y'all always get on me about some of the weird shit that I do.
Nigga.
Because like Alfie couldn't do the bubbles. You be like, you don't like switch ups and beats. You want it to be straight lace. Boom.
Not necessarily, but
it
just depends. It depends. I ain't really talking about the switch up in the beat. I'm talking about the motherfucking added percussion that don't even need to be there. It's not necessarily the fact that you added percussion, but maybe it's too much added percussion.
That should be cracking me up because I'm like, I don't see the big
It's
deal
a bunch of
about it.
clackies and clackety clack 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 clacks. And
Well, yeah, but it gives your ear something to listen for.
no.
That's what I think. I think it gives you something to listen to instead of the monotony of the same thing over and over. It gives you something different for your ear.
And it might
on.
depend on the drum sounds too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something about some of them drums that you was rolling with. But hey, we did some big things.
We did, and it's crazy. I think we should pat ourselves on the back for some of the shit we've done in the past because we did some shit. When I went back into doing the 37743 album, when I went and remastered it, I was listening to it. I was like, damn, we did some shit.
Yeah.
We did some wild ass shit.
All that shit slapped on too.
Yeah, we did some wild ass shit. Another question she had on there as far as our shit is how we prep for a show or performance.
Oh my God.
Because to me, this is what I think. Because our shows are so loose, because they're not production heavy, we can kind of, I ain't gonna say lax on rehearsal, but we know our shit, and we can kind of just put it together and go through it a few times to figure out where it's gonna be. Now, when I was in PD6, we had to rehearse our asses off. Because we had to dance, we had props, we had to know where we was gonna be on stage, whether or not we was gonna have chords, because and sometimes we had mics with chords, sometimes we had cordless mics, sometimes we had both. You know, something always was messed up when we did a show. You wouldn't know it, but we would know it. And so, but as far as what we do now, I think our process is pretty much we can go in and place the songs where they need to be. The hardest part for me is getting everybody together to actually put the songs together. And you know what I'm saying. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to tell why it's so laxed for you, because I'm going to tell you why they so laxed for me.
Why they lax for you?
Why? Let me get a drink of this water.
Okay.
Because I had to deal with some of the most incredibly late just despicable so-called performers in the world. Not only I had to do that, I had to go up here and I had to decorate the venue.
Yeah.
I had to make sure all that's good.
Yeah.
I had to make sure everybody's coming. They're supposed to be performing.
Right.
I gotta walk around and kiss babies in the crowd, make sure everybody's happy. I gotta perform sometimes for an hour straight.
Okay.
Then I gotta break down all that shit, pick that shit up, put it in the car, take it home, and put it the fuck back up.
My thing about that though is like I've asked you what do you need me to do, and you were like you good, but I'm like, you ain't gotta bear it all. Just holler at me.
But in them kind of situations, though, maybe I want you to say, "You sure, man? Come on, let me help you." I might say, "All right." But usually, if a nigga asks you if you need some help, you say, "Nah, man, I got it."
That's what
I'm out of here.
I've even asked you after shows, "Do you want me to come back and help you tote shit out?" And you like, "Nah, I'm good." I'm like, "Okay,"
because I know you want to get home. You probably ain't usually out that late in the first place.
Not anymore. But for shit like that, I would do it. You just have to let me know that you're for real wanting somebody else, because I don't mind helping.
You got one nigga that send you to make his show tape. You got another nigga that makes his own show tape at home, but got to bring it over here to get it put with our show tape.
And then he'll edit shit after the show tape is done.
and this nigga, for some reason, cannot perform none of his own material. He's always got to have a new song, which he can't never remember. And then, we could go on all night. And then, something's going to happen. Chris Tanya and them was gonna be over there stealing T-shirts stealing the 7-figure T-shirts. Talking about, I'm wearing this one tomorrow, girl. Nah, I mean, I'm just playing. But it's not. I mean, back then when shows was put on for us, walk out on the stage, kill it.
Right.
Now that I have to kind of be my own road manager and all that shit. That shit for the birds.
But that's
how I prep for shows. But no, it's really dramatic for me. How I prep for shows, because I'm pacing the floors like 2 weeks before the show, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. You can ask anybody in my circle when it comes showtime. If I don't get a little motherfucking antsy and grouchy and start talking crazy because people ain't moving as fast as I need them to move, I take the show seriously. You know what I mean? So yeah, my show process is crazy. And I always have this thing. You can ask my girl. I always have this thing where I'm just like, man, I don't want to do this show.
Do you get nervous though?
Yeah. Do I get nervous?
Yeah.
Not anymore, really. Not anymore. But
my most preparation comes by myself when I'm putting what I'm going to be putting together.
I practice at home. I practice the whole set. I
don't practice the whole set. I practice my section of whatever I'm doing, and it's crazy because I'll even practice it at work. They don't know that I'm practicing at work because I got it in my ear, but I'm at work going over lyrics because I'm the world's worst for memorizing lyrics. But I will go over that process and the whole show and everything at work while I'm just literally working and walking around.
I do too. And I practice the show tape 13 times before the motherfucking show, and then I get up to the show and I forget the fucking words anyway.
And that happens to big names. I was watching Pink talk about how she does a show, and somebody asked her, does she ever forget lyrics? She was like, all the time. And she said, but all you gotta do is, in their case, they got legions of fans who know shit word for word, so they can like turn the mic to the fans and be like, the only way we could get away with that is if we were doing covers. And I have done that before, but I did it just because my mic went out.
Don't nobody know my shit. Yeah.
Or my shit, for that matter. But that's one way to do it, is to actually just say, here, you sing. And they'll sing, or putting crowd participation into a show is kind of critical as well. I've noticed a lot of artists up and coming have nothing to do with the audience. They're just literally just saying their words,
Right.
And that's it. But they don't include the crowd whatsoever.
Well, they ain't from the school of MCing.
No, or just entertaining in general.
Yeah.
Because that's an entertaining thing. You've got to be able to make like you said, an MC moves the crowd.
Right.
And a singer or an entertainer will make a crowd abide by them as well. By making them participate. But these kids nowadays, they don't really do that.
Right.
Which is insane to me. But that's sort of like, I guess, our creative process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all that good shit.
Usually I come up with the dope shit. Like I usually tell him what he should be thinking, and then he tries to come over the top of it and shit. But it usually all starts with my idea.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, I will give you that.
So give me the credit.
Give you credit for everything.
Everything.
Okay, well, that is.
If it's some bad shit you don't like, he did it.
That is some insight on
how we get down,
how we work, and all that good shit.
Figgz is trying to get back in the studio to get this next installment of this Heat out.
Y'all, he got some good shit too.
Yeah, but every time I want to come to the studio, it's a problem.
Jesus
what I
Christ.
mean? So tell him. Write him and tell him to let Figgz get back in the studio.
Yeah, I ain't stopped this fool from getting in the studio. He just don't want to act right. So
I don't know how to push record no more.
not true, but that's what our creative process is like.
Yeah.
So you want to go to something else?
Yes, we can.
All right, here we go. Yo, we got a new segment, y'all. It's called Hell Nah.
Oh, hell no, nigga.
And starting in this new segment, I'm going to tell a story about a friend of mine who is dealing with a whole lot of crazy. And when I say a whole lot of crazy, I mean this girl.
Oh, shit.
All right. This girl started working with this dude, and I worked with a dude too, and I worked with her a little bit, and I could tell that there was something off about this chick. Right. She just was not. She was very pushy, but in a what's that called when you like or
aggressive,
passive aggressive way? Yes, yeah. Very much so. Except for it was just really apparent. It was like right there on the surface. So she ends up quitting because she has all kinds of issues. And she ends up quitting. She ends up being homeless, and she needs a place to stay until she can find another job and an apartment. And so she gets with this dude that I was telling you about that I work with. And he said she's only going to be there for a couple of days.
Yeah,
I said, okay. And I didn't say nothing. Of course, like by the third or fourth day. Yeah, third or fourth day, she's still there. And I was like, so is she finding a job? And he's like, well, she can't really handle a job. She's got too many issues. And talking about all kinds of crazy shit that supposedly happened to her. This woman is partially naive and partially just out of her mind at the same time. The naive part is she believes she'll believe just about anything. She believes that the government that the Matrix was real. The government is covering it all up. She believes that they were watching a movie one time, and I think it was the one with Will Smith where he's the superhero. You know what I'm talking about? Hancock. And she was like believing that was real.
Oh my nigga. Second and third red flag.
Yeah. And then on top of that, she is a raging alcoholic.
Oh.
Raging alcoholic. And then he starts sleeping with her on top of it. He's dying to have kids, and he feels like he doesn't have the chance to. He's not going to have a chance to have kids any other, because he's getting older and he doesn't really go out. He doesn't do anything to find anybody. So he feels like this was probably the only chance he would have to have kids. And I kept saying, dude, this is the worst thing you could do to that kid. You're dooming that kid before it's even born. So why are you even going that route? You know. She ends up moving a bunch of her stuff in. She's been there for over 5 months now or something like that. She's been there for a minute. She's moved in a bunch of stuff. She's been in and out because he's thrown her out. He's got to the point to where he wants to go to move back in with his mom and just give her the apartment because she has like basically pushed him out. But at the same time, his landlord told him that he needs to get rid of her because she's raising all kinds of hell with a neighbor. There's just a whole lot of drama going on with this girl. Her own family has disowned her because of her craziness. She can't go back to her dad. Just recently, she got in an argument with a dude, and he punched her in the face. And it's just the bottom line is this. How much crazy can one take to be with somebody?
Well, let me tell you right here, brother. Get my Hulk Hogan on your ass. Nigga, we done nipped that in the bud probably about the 7-day mark of living with me.
Yeah.
You had to go. Number 2, if you really thought that shit was real and I sensed that in any kind of way, bitch, you was gone. And personally, and I don't judge anybody for their, vices,
right,
or whatever,
right.
But I just personally can't handle. It just depends on how they act, I guess. But I can't handle a female that's drunk all the time.
I can't handle anybody that's drunk all the time.
Yeah,
you know? But in your case, you're talking about if it's somebody you're with.
Yeah. Like, so, because your decision making is not.
It's not up to par.
Yeah. So, them are just some things for me. But
and I felt bad for dude for a minute until he kept bringing her back.
Well, dude, that's the next point I was gonna make. We really can't be mad at her. We gotta ask him what the fuck's wrong with him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, damn, nigga.
And it's crazy because everything that's happened so far, we've all predicted because he's told everybody at work, and we've all told him what he needs to do.
He don't sound like he has much of a backbone
at all, and he's a super nice guy.
And I mean, hey, you talking to a dude that's kind of the same way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it could get to that for me.
Right.
Like I said, we did nip this in the bud a little early.
Right.
But like. It couldn't have got that far. I wouldn't have let it get that far.
Right.
But I can understand. I mean, everybody's been kind of in a situation where you was doing some shit that you shouldn't be doing, but you still did it because you might have cared for some reason. Yeah, you know what I mean? But,
yeah. I know. And I'm in no way making light of dude's situation either. It just makes me mad that he's letting it go on the way he does because he knows this chick is toxic. He knows that she's not going to do anything to help herself, and she also knows that he knows that she's very manipulative. He knows all of this, but him being the soft, nice dude that he is, just lets it go on and on and on.
I'm a nice ass nigga too, but I'm not going to jeopardize everything that you have because
somebody else.
And it sounds like the road that they're on and the road that she's on, that at some fucking point he's going to be wrapped up into a situation that he has no control over, maybe even a legal situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because of her crazy ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he might honestly deep down just be really trying to help her.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Which he is, and he even said that.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
but he fucked up when he slept with her too. Then,
and I kept saying, but you can't. But also, you can't help somebody that don't want it.
Yeah,
exactly. You just cannot. It's not gonna work. This bitch don't want to work.
She don't stand at his door every morning yelling, she
don't want help. She doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to do for herself. She doesn't want any kind of help, right. And I guess I think she's already got like maybe 2 or 3 kids already that she don't have because she's got whatever issue she's got on.
Sounds
and it would be different if she was trying to get help. I could understand staying with somebody because they're doing for themselves what they need to do, but she's not making any effort whatsoever.
Right.
Whatsoever.
There's people like that I deal with in my life, not necessarily women or, and I'm to the point where I'm tired of helping you if you're not going to try to help yourself.
Right. Exactly.
So,
It's pretty crazy, but that to me that's a perfect hell no situation.
Hell no.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna. You ain't gonna get past 2 days with me.
And you moved your shit in.
Yeah,
that day we would have shut down, and there is no motherfucking way. There's no fucking way in the world. I'm sitting there talking about hell. I'ma just move in with mama and give you the apartment.
Right.
Bitch,
that's what
you got to get. Like, God, I mean, I be talking to my girl about that, and it bugs me too in some situations. Like, how long you say she was there?
Now? Several months.
Well, she could probably if he was to call the police to have her removed, she probably would have to get a 30 to 90 day.
Yeah, because she's pretty much got a squatter's right.
Yeah,
because she's been there.
Right.
So he can't just throw her out.
As fucking unreal.
It's crazy, ain't it? Because we talked about that.
Yeah. Her ass is out. I don't give a fuck. Y'all call the police, come take me to jail. If I come home and she's in that motherfucker and we going through the same process again, this is my shit. She's got to go. I'll set this whole motherfucker on fire. Won't neither one of us have it before I let your ass just come over here when you want to and stay. Shit. Don't get me fucking started.
But that's what I said. I was like, dude, it's getting to the point now that she practically lives there.
No.
And you are like allowing all this to happen. So now you're bringing it on yourself. At first, it was all on her. But now it's all on you.
Yeah,
because you are letting this shit happen.
And the longer you let it happen,
the worse it's going to be.
She gonna get.
And the worse it's going to be, and the worse you're going to have to deal. If you do eventually decide to get your balls out of her pocket to actually do something about it, it's going to be hard.
You going to go in there one day and say, why is this motherfucking bowl of cereal sitting on the counter? She gonna say, nigga, this my shit. This my house.
He was like, I got her stuff is still at my house. I'm like, dude, you've had several opportunities while she's not there. He even got her a car. Got her a car so she can work.
He's playing, but that's why he's fucked up in the game.
Yeah, he got her a car so she could go do what she needed to do, get her a job and do what she needs to do. Which ain't happened, but she got a car. But she can't drive it because she ain't got a license. And I told him he's miserable. You know, he's really miserable. But he keeps talking about how she has been in and out of the house where he's put her out, or she's went to friends to stay, to crash, to give him some space or whatever. And I'm like, you've had several opportunities to get rid of her shit. Well, what am I supposed to do with it? Put that shit in her car. And if it don't, he said, but it's too much, it won't fit. I said, put it on her car. Because
sit that shit on the porch.
Yes,
in the yard.
Yes, I would. He's in an apartment, so I would put all it.
I'm not even playing that game though, nigga. No.
I mean, he would have to now because that's the state he's in. I'd put all that shit in her car, put what don't fit it on her car, and then if she don't come and get it, then the landlord can have that shit hauled the fuck off.
Bitch, get the fuck out and take these clothes with you. I'm throwing them at your ass as you walking out. Take this bullshit with you. Get your motherfucking ass out of my house. Don't ever come back around these parts. I mean, fuck. You ain't gonna just big boy me to live with me.
Right.
You ain't, oh no.
See? Yeah.
I mean, you know when we was talking about how them squatters be at them Airbnbs?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll set that shit on fire. I swear to God. You gonna smell gasoline while y'all in there chilling. Ain't nobody. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. And like I said, for a second, I felt bad for him. But now.
But yeah, he's playing a dangerous game.
He is.
He's being nice and he's doing things for her.
Yeah.
And
he even says she's verbally abusive. You know, says things to him to, I guess, keep him down or whatever.
As I'm doing this for you and all of this shit, you gonna talk crazy to me.
Right, exactly. That's why I said it wouldn't have got that far for me.
I hope his belly gets full. Some people's belly gets full. And I mean, one day she's gonna say the right thing to him. He's gonna be like, you damn bitch. You motherfucking dirty ass whore. You better get the fuck out of here right now before I choke your ass to sleep.
Oh man,
I hope so.
I hope. I don't know if I want all that to happen.
I don't want him to do it.
Right, but you hope he grows up.
I hope he gets to a point where he's had enough of this bullshit.
Yeah, I do too. Because I hate to watch him walk around miserable. Because one day he's like really happy, and then the next day he's just really, really, really bad off. You know, so I'm just hoping he gets his shit together so he can finally get her out and then get his shit together.
I bought some pork chops I was gonna cook tonight, and I got home and Priscilla done put him on the grill. I can't get this bitch out.
She done fucked up your porch.
That's why that nigga sad when he come to work. He went home, thought he was gonna get to drink that juice. This bitch been sitting in there playing video games and reading fucking conspiracy theories and nothing. Just chilling in your shit.
Yeah, and she do believe in all them conspiracy theories and shit. It's just insane. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, so I would be like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, that's probably what would get me. We'd be sitting there and she'd be like,
chemtrails, nigga.
Yeah, you know them chemtrails is coming. I'll be like, bitch, ain't no goddamn chemtrails. Get your motherfucking ass out my motherfucking house. Now. I'm losing. I'm blow up, boy.
So yeah, that's what he's dealing with. And that's my hell no story. So you might want to come up with one at some point, but that was mine. And I don't know what else to say about it.
I do.
What's that?
Get the fuck out, you motherfucker, you.
And that has been hell no.
I told you not to come in here in the first place. You motherfucking bitch. I bought you a car, go sleep in it.
Well, she has at one point slept in the car.
And that's where the fuck, that's where the fuck she'd be. And I'd drive it for you somewhere and park it away from my shit. You sleep out that motherfucker.
So yeah, it's that's all hell no, y'all.
Hell no. I ain't going.
So we got this final thought. Figgz final thought.
I was a little disappointed today.
About?
I didn't really know what to do.
Okay.
I was kind of caught in a crazy situation.
Okay.
I'm in Walmart. I'm in the line. And there's a woman in front of me, old woman. And she's so sweet. She's talking to everybody in line, talking to me. Actually, somebody must have dropped something and she didn't want nobody to slip on it, so she made the cashier give her a paper towel and she wiped it up, and she's so nice. And then this other woman walks by me and she says something to her. And I look around and we're smiling, and she says, "That's my niece." She said, "I was just with her and we was up at Lawson and some colored guy tried to sell her a car." Everything was going so smooth till she said that part. And I was so trapped by I just wanted to tell her so bad that I started to say, "Ma'am, they don't call people colored no more." I mean, she was so fucking old. I didn't think she'd understand anyway. She's so set in her ways.
Yeah.
But I knew she didn't mean no real harm by it, but I just don't know.
I have a friend.
It kind of took the breath out of me. Like should I paw her ass in the face? Or should I? I'm just like, fuck it. I'll take this one.
It's like a friend of mine said her granddad does the same thing. I don't think he does anymore because she educated him and made him switch that shit up. But she said he does the same thing. She's like, colored man this, colored woman that, colored. And I'm like, and she said she finally looked at him and said, "Well, what color are they?" You know, and basically had to put in his head that that's not cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, when I used to work out Magnavox as a teenager or young, I won't say exactly a teenager, but there was a lot of old people in the factory, a lot of farmers that, they just came in to do their job, and that's what they refer to you as, is colored.
Yeah. I never worked with anybody like that. I've never had to deal with that from somebody. Now, regular people in passing, yeah, I've heard it.
But yeah, man, I'd like to like to get a class together.
That color chart. Everybody over what 60?
Yeah, we ain't colored no more.
Yeah,
and that's kind of fucked up. Like, how do you feel crazy at them? How did I want to punch that woman in her face, knowing that that's just what she was raised on? That's what she's been her whole life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know. So like, but. Yeah, I was torn. I didn't know what to do.
I totally understand that.
I was torn. So I didn't do nothing. Mm-hmm. I just was numb. I just looked at her.
Did all the pleasantness just disappear?
Well, I don't know. I think I was disappointed because everything was so good. She was so friendly and so nice, and we was talking to know that this is what
she thinks of you.
I just was like,
it's not funny, but it's funny as shit though.
But, I just let her turn on around, and I did my business. She did her business.
Did she say that to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was talking to me.
To you. Okay.
Yeah. She didn't call me colored.
No, but you are.
Yeah.
In her eyes. In her eyes, you are, because that's why she felt like it was okay for her to say that to you.
This colored boy tried to sell me a car or sell her a car or whatever. It's
like I've had this one woman whose dad, he's passed away now, but he was very, very old, and she introduced him to me, and he was like, there's good colored people and there's bad colored people. And I thought to myself, why does it got to be colored people? Why can't it just be good people and that be it?
I feel like colored is right on the edge. We accept it in more cases. I think people get called colored all the time, and they don't. The rage goes through them, but we don't necessarily jump up and smack the shit out of them. I believe there is some people it don't matter. You call them colored, whatever, anything but their name.
Yeah, they'll go the fuck off.
It's war. And somebody would have sent her flying this morning if it was the wrong person.
Yeah.
So y'all need to have a class and get them people over there and explain to them that there's new names. I mean, it ain't colored no more.
No. Well, what do you think about when people do the whole like transgender thing, and then because it's kind of in the same realm. It's not as severe, but it's in the same realm. Like when people are non-binary. Do you know what that means? It's like, okay, they are not a non-binary person isn't identifying as a male or a female, so you have to say they or them, their pronoun. And they get, and I've met a couple of non-binary people who who get like so pissed off because somebody misgenders them.
Right.
And I'm like, you've got to give people time to get used to that shit. Because I myself even called this non-binary person her one day, and somebody corrected me. Now it's one of them things that you're just taught it and it's in your head, and you just can't get out of that immediately. Well, you have to learn.
I feel like I'm old school about things when it comes to some of that. We've had talks and I feel like that truthfully and really it's no different than the learning of color through the period of time.
Right, that's my point.
You know what I mean? And so, I'm old school in a way to say that, by everything I was taught and brought up to believe, if God made you a man, he made you a man. He made you a woman, he made you a woman. Now,
but what if you change? But what if God made you into something that doesn't give you that information that you're a man or a woman?
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
That's
it's a whole different.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Ballgame.
Yeah, and that's why.
But what I was going to say is I don't judge.
Right.
Me personally, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning. But, you know.
Which is what that woman needs to do, is learn that colored ain't cool.
Right,
you know?
yeah,
It's kind of the same thing. And that's why I was wondering about it.
But I would never use it in a way to try to disrespect someone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because she wasn't either.
Right.
Because she didn't understand.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, she didn't understand if I hit her ass with that motherfucking candy bar I had in my hand. Smack shit out of her with an extra large Snickers. She'd have fucking understood.
Oh man, you colored.
You know, so
and you trying to sell people cars.
So do I win because I was able to, you know, tolerate it and not make a fuss? Or would I have won if I smacked the shit out of her and corrected her and she never said it again, and everybody, I mean, that was one person down out of millions. Which one should I have did?
You had three choices. You could either let it go, roll off your shoulders, you could smack shit out of her and tell her she's wrong, or just tell her she's wrong. Mm-hmm. You had three choices. Yeah. And I think it just depends on who you are and what you're feeling at the moment. Yeah. And you let it go because you knew in your mind it probably was going to go on deaf ears anyway.
I let it go because I know that jail food ain't good. I know that jail food ain't good.
That was partially what I was getting to. I was getting to that. I was like, you're not going to say, you ain't gonna smack this woman, you know, because
I should have waited for her in the parking lot, though. It'd have been a whole different ballgame. But I didn't think about that.
What you gonna do to her in the parking lot?
Push her ass down behind one of them cars. She's old, I told you.
That colored boy pushed me down.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna tell him.
And ain't a colored man. You ain't even gonna be the man. You are that colored boy. Yeah.
Well, she got pushed the fuck down. She got slid up under her motherfucking
her little
Toyota.
Her little Buick.
Yeah, her little Buick. And I'm sorry if it's your grandmama out there, but she needs to watch her mouth.
Yeah, and you need to tell her because she's gonna come across the wrong one.
Mama, I ain't colored.
Yo, stop calling people colored. I mean, shit, white people are more colored than we are. They change colors depending. You know, we pretty much stay the same color all the time. So stop calling black people colored. Yeah. It's not
just go with black.
That's I mean, that's the safe word right there. I know there's several. There's African American. Yeah, there's black.
But the rage, really, anything
Negro
you say
too close to nigger.
Anything you say is you're in jeopardy. But there's some just lighter than others. You say black, brown. We don't mind brown,
right? But they usually use brown in reference to Hispanic people.
I tell you one that don't go well.
What's that?
Knuckle dragger. That don't go well.
Yeah, but you automatically know that they ain't like trying to be polite when they call you a knuckle dragger.
African she was stump jumper.
You ever seen the movie Clerks 2?
No.
When the white dude says he tries to take Porch Monkey back.
No. See, no.
That shit is funny as hell. You gotta check that out. But yeah, colored ain't cool, y'all.
Yeah.